After more than 3 years in captivity in Iran, where he was imprisoned and tortured, American pastor Saeed Abedini is a free man, and he's right now on his way home to the United States.
Abedini was originally arrested for his work among Iran's house churches. He was one of the Americans who was set free in a prisoner swap with Iran, along with a reporter for the Washington Post and a former Marine. George Thomas has that story.
Pastor Saeed Abedini and 2 other Americans are making their way home, one step closer to reuniting with their families.
I've been a single mom for 3.5 years, and the kids, uniting with them, I think, will be a precious moment.
In an exclusive interview just hours after her husband's release, Abedini's wife, Naghmeh, described to CBN News the moment when she told her 2 children, Rebecca and Jacob, that their father was coming home.
They were jumping up and down, rejoicing. It was very loud, very joyful, and I could see a heavy weight lifted off their little shoulders.
For the Abedini family, it has been 3.5 grueling years of advocacy and lots of prayer.
Outside of my faith in Jesus Christ, I'm so thankful for the millions who prayed, who trusted God with me, who did not give up, who would send me messages and letters saying, "We're not giving up, we have not forgotten him."
The American Center for Law and Justice worked for Abedini's freedom. ACLJ Chief Counsel Jay Sekulow called his release a God moment.
Because as much as our lawyers work really hard and our teams around the globe work really hard, there were, as you said, George, millions of people praying from probably as many languages as there are people groups. And those prayers were answered. God supernaturally intervened, and we have the release of the Americans.
The dramatic events happened over the weekend when Iran agreed to free 5 American hostages in exchange for several Iranians accused or convicted of violating U.S. sanctions. Within hours of the prisoner swap, Iran joined the global economy for the first time in decades after the U.S. and EU agreed to lift sanctions following confirmation that the regime had kept its part of a nuclear deal signed last year. Although the president did impose some new sanctions because of Iran's recent missile tests, but he praised the prisoner exchange.
And perhaps most important of all, we've achieved this historic progress through diplomacy, without resorting to another war in the Middle East.
The freed Americans include Washington Post reporter Jason Razian, former U.S. Marine Amir Hekmati, Nosratullah Khosravi, and Matthew Trevithick. Not among those coming home is former FBI agent Robert Levinson, who disappeared in Iran in 2007. Abedini, Razian, and Hekmati are now at a U.S. military hospital in Germany, undergoing medical checkups before making the final journey home. George Thomas, CBN News.
Well, it's great news that he's finally free, and there looks like there was more to that Iranian treaty than was first reported.